Welcome to my morning report analysis videos on Wednesday, the 5th of September, with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets. We've got a dollar positive move today. To be honest, it's more risk negative just due to the fact that we have continued concerns surrounding the trade tariffs issue. That has started to generate dollar strength coming through once more. We didn't get an agreement from the US and Canada into the close on Friday. Those negotiations continue to rumble on, but also seemingly as though that Donald Trump is ready to enact these tariffs on China, these further escalation of the tariffs on the $200 billion worth of Chinese imports. And that is really hitting sentiment generally across the board, and we're seeing that with equity markets which have fallen quite strongly. The DAX is testing its key support at around 12,100. The FTSE has broken down below 7,500 yesterday, and we're seeing US markets just coming off the top. Nothing too significant yet in US markets. Look at that 2873 key breakout support coming into play on the S&P 500. That would be seen as a buying area if this is to be just a near-term blip for the US equities. But certainly at the moment we are seeing that dollar strengthening back towards that 95.65. That was a key level in July. Bit of a reaction higher back in August, so it'll be interesting to see if it can break out decisively back above that and regain the initiative once more. Look at the Chinese yuan, which is weakening once more, and you can see that the fears are sort of reflected across the emerging markets, and this is the Turkish lira, which remains under pressure, continues to make dollar Turkish continues to rise, and that's sort of suggests that the pressure is on. Volatility on equities is not too bad, not increasing too sharply quite yet, but certainly there is an increasing pressure you can see through that through financial markets, which is helping the dollar to strengthen once again. So, showing you through the equity markets. What about the dollar majors? Well, we're seeing the US dollar outperforming across the board. Now, interesting that the Aussie dollar was outperforming early doors today. It's actually now a mild underperformer, even though we had pretty positive GDP data for Australia overnight. Now, in terms of data points we've got today, we've had the Eurozone PMIs out, and they were pretty reasonable, ticking mildly higher, slight upward move on the on the composite final PMI for the Eurozone. We're waiting for the UK services PMI, 53.9. Then into the afternoon, we've got the US international trade expected to deteriorate once more to $50 billion of negative trade balance. And then we've got a Bank of Canada rates decision at Bank of Canada rates decision at 3 o'clock this afternoon. No change expected there from the Bank of Canada, and we'll wait to see what impact that will have. But there was a possibility last week that the Bank of Canada might sort of move on rates, but a little bit of a disappointment on the GDP numbers didn't seem to have put pay to that expectation. Now, in terms of my chart of the day, I'm looking at silver. Silver has been interesting in the fact that, gold was rallying, but that rally on gold wasn't really reflected on silver. Silver struggled underneath 1486. Show you the 1486 old support, became a basis of new resistance in the last few weeks, and it's failed to really make any headway above that and then resume that downtrend channel, and it's yesterday broke sharply below 1430. So 1430, that old support, becomes a base of new resistance. 1430 to 1440, really, these old lows become overhead supply now for any move, but any sort of reaction higher. But look at the negative configuration on the RSI, failing in the mid 40s. MACD lines just crossing lower again. The stochastics tracking lower. I think this is another move that I think will get any sort of rally is going to be seen as a chance to sell, because if you scroll out you can see that there is continued weakness. Look at that in the lowest level since since February 2016 on silver, and it certainly looks as though the 1360 level could well come under pressure. That's the 2015 massive low, and that could well be tested in the coming sessions if this continues to fall away, which it certainly looks like doing. Certainly rallies being seen as a chance to sell. Here we see on the hourly chart all configuration negative on the momentum indicators, trading below the moving averages, so any rallies are seen as a chance to sell. 40 to sort of 50 to maybe 60 on the hourly RSI opportunities arise, and you'd expect that that would be dragging the price. If you did see 40 to 50 on the RSI, price would be around 1430, maybe 1440 again, sell zone area. So that would be your opportunity. I think that this is certainly a market to sell into strength. So with that in mind, wish you good luck in your trading, and I will speak to you later.